Okay, very good morning, guys. Yeah, okay, fine. So last day we just been talking about filters, and two filters we covered, right? So what are the two? The first filter is child action only, which is an authorization filter, and second thing is a cache output cache filter. And output cache filter is a what type of filter? It is going to be an after result filter. It is a result filter, and the two after result filter. Okay, and the duration, I shown you all these particular options to you over there, like cache profile, duration, location variable, param variable, custom, like all these options I explained you. The other one is a validate input filter. The validate input filter. So what is this validate input filter is generally when you have input fields on the UI, when you have input fields on the UI, you just have some input field on the UI. Using input field, users can means there is a field here, enter your name. Name has to be entered. Name has to be entered. But uh, in the real time, what hackers can do, hacker can send some HTML input in that. He can send some HTML input in it. He can write some script code. He can write some script code and send that HTML input to the server now. And that script code can do malicious things on the server side. That script code can do malicious things on the server side. See, there's a text area asking to enter the address. Generally, what should be entered there? Normal text. But without entering normal text, I'm using a script tag. In that, I'm writing some JavaScript function. And using that JavaScript code, I'm trying to read something on the client machine. I'm writing some code now. Actually, JavaScript we use for client-side scripting now, but JavaScript can be used for server-side scripting also. JavaScript can be used for server-side scripting also. So what I've done is I've written some complicated JavaScript code which executes on the server side and will copy something from the client on the server machine now. Are you getting me? So this chance is always there. So to restrict that, as a developer, you need to write all the logic. You need to write all the logic so that when the user is trying to enter any HTML tags or HTML input in the any HTML tags or HTML input in the text boxes or in the input fields, that doesn't accept. Means when you are reading the value, we need to write the validation code now that doesn't contain any HTML tags in it. That doesn't contain any HTML tags in it. We need to write the logic for that. We need to write the logic for that. Without writing any logic, MVC provided that service for you free. The service for you free. Means you don't require to write any logic. Without writing any logic, we can just use this filter called as validate input. If I use the validate input filter, then the validate input filter will not allow the users to enter any HTML. Any HTML tag in the input field will throw you a security error. Will throw you a security error. It is not going to allow you to enter anything like that. So that is what validate input exactly is. Okay. So guys, watch. I'm writing two methods here. Very simple methods, nothing to explain also. So one is a get and one is a post. HTTP get, HTTP post. What is HTTP get? Get comments. A view will be launched now. And the view contains one text box, a text area. The view contains a text area with the name txt comments. And the post action, which is going to read that value and display that on screen. Nothing logic here. Just one will launch the view, second one will read the input. And what do I want in this? What I want in this is only a text area and a button, that's all. A text area and a button. And the text area name should be txt comments. So right click, add a view. Yeah. Watch. So get comments. Adding a form tag. Yes. What I added, see? A label, text area, and a button. When you click on the button, the server will read the input for you there. Okay. So run it. And you can see now it is going to launch you the view and read the input. Yeah. I'm entering hello world. Click submit. Hitting the post action. And the txt comment is reading the hello world value. Okay. And it returns you back. And you got it. Nothing new here. A simple code, that's all. But tomorrow, if at all I'm just going to enter anything like this is a wrong input here. Wrong input in the sense there's some security concerns with it. Today it is simply a bold tag here, but tomorrow it can be some script tag, any tag. So that's why HTML tags should not be present in the input controls. So as a developer, what is your job now? When you're reading that input on the server side, you're required to carefully verify, does it contain any HTML tags? If any HTML tags are there, you need to just throw an error and stop it, block it now. Okay, but without writing any logic, MVC provided that service free of cost. Read it. It's not accepting. You'll have a doubt. Sir, you did not use that validate input filter there. Array, that only said you, the service is provided free of cost. The service is provided free of cost. The validate input, even I don't use it, that is already imposed. That is already imposed. Then what is the need of it? Actually, the validate input filter, I don't require to use it, but if you want, you can just use the appropriate filter like this. Even I don't use also, by default, it is applied already. Even I don't use also, by default, it is already applied. But still, you have a chance to use that. Okay, how do we use it? If you want to use that, comma, validate input, true. This is how I should use it. No double quotes, I think. Validate input, true. So, this is already applied now. Now also same behavior. But tomorrow, you really want to accept it. Array, tomorrow you really want to accept it, man. Yes, I want to accept HTML tags. By default, it is applied. If you don't want only, you should use this. Got the point? Okay. So run. And now see, it'll allow you HTML tags. I'm using bold tag. I'm using underline tag. Hello world by U by B. Yeah, it is hitting the server and the txt comment is reading the value. I added a breakpoint here. That's why it stopped. That's all. Applied. Are you clear? So passing HTML tags in the inputs means writing HTML tags in the inputs can cause you, basically they do, hackers will try to inject some JavaScript code like this. We call it as CSS attack, cross-site scripting attack. Cross-site scripting attack. Okay. So if you read it, the validate input, cross-site scripting, also called as XSS also, CSS or XSS attack is a very common and is a well-known attack for web application. For example, a CSS or XSS attack is basically the result of poor form validation. How CSS or XSS attack works is, at first, the hacker does inject some HTML code into a HTML input field, and the data along with the HTML tag is saved to the database. Now, when there's a need to display the data in a user interface, then we will get it from the database and a legitimate browser will parse it as HTML code. If the hacker then injects a normal HTML string, then there is no problem at all. But if he injects harmful JavaScript code from an input field, that might steal valuable information from the user's computer. But we are very sure that we never want to allow a user to inject a HTML element through form. In traditional web forms application, means our ASP.NET web forms, we use a form script validation. We write the code manually now. We use a form validation script in JavaScript often to validate users' input. Whereas in MVC, the library has done all the job for us. So we need not validate or write lengthy code externally. In MVC, by default, it prevents the HTML elements as form data. Anyway, we can use the validate input attribute to prevent HTML explicitly in the way that is validate input true, which we can be used either on controller or action method. I did not still tell you controller or action method. We'll talk on the appropriate thing, guys. Right now, I'm applying only on the action method, but we don't require to use it. That facility is already available. That facility is already available. I don't require to write any logic for that particular thing. That is by default applied. When do we use it? If you want to allow, then you use it with a value false. Otherwise, by default, it is true. And even though I don't use that filter also, that is already applied. Okay, now? Understood validate input now? So that users cannot enter any harmful JavaScript code from there. What they can enter is only plain text. Only plain text. No script or nothing is allowed. Okay? Next. Validate anti-forgery token. Validate anti-forgery token. What is this validate anti-forgery token? Guys, I just wanted to add a record into our employee. I want to add a record into our employee table. We have an employee table now. I want to add a record. And you know how to add a record. I don't record to teach you now how to add a record. See there, first time launching, you add employee view. This will provide all the text boxes and all to enter the employee. Post action. Writing the code. Okay, now. Okay, there's nothing here to explain you. You have done adding and all these things earlier. I'm doing the same thing. Right click, add view, @model, MVC filters dot models dot employee. a simple page for taking the input. Yes. Name, job, salary, DID. And ID is auto generation. Employee ID is auto generation. So these are the values. So submit button, reset button. So that's it. Okay. Now when I run this, fill the values. Fill the values into this particular thing. Okay. Some name, Raghu. Job is going to be a salesman. Something 18,000. Department number 20. Okay. Click on the save. Record is inserted. Go and verify. I did not write any new code here. I want to show you a problem there. That's all. Just that's why I did not spend any time to create that view and all. You know already how to just create the views and everything on your own. Okay. Select star from 26 records in the table. Yesterday 25, right? 26, 1026. Okay now. So just inserted a new record into. Okay. Inserted a new record into this particular table. Not a big deal. We inserted. I'll show you a potential danger with this watch. This is your website. This is your website. You created this page now. All good. What did I do? I was using your website, and using your website, I would just, I can add some records like this. Okay. What did I do every day without opening your site, and doing it? What I thought is, I went to view page source, copied the form code, only the form code. Okay. Took a notepad, pasted it there, and just here we need the domain. Yeah, we have it in the address bar here. That one. Because for local, simply it will say .home.add employee, but complete address I want. Okay, just let me put the domain information. Okay, and I'm saving this file on my desktop. emp.html. Yeah, I'm not doing anything special here. Simply I copied your content and I just put this in the browser, and I just put this in a text file and save it on my desktop. Tomorrow, I want to add a new record. To add a new record, what did I do? Without opening your website, I opened my web page. This is the web page I have. Okay. Okay. I'm entering a record. Salesman. Something. Department number 20. Are you working here? Did you understand the mistake? Tomorrow I'll copy Facebook content now, and I will create that Facebook create page is there now. I will add in Narishati website now. So you don't record open Facebook. Directly from Narrative website only, you can create an account in Facebook. Is it right? You create a page and I'm copying that and I'm using it now. Wrong, na? This is the mistake. This is the mistake. Is it inserted, sir? Yeah, it is inserted. See. See there, inserted. How dangerous it is, you understood. So tomorrow some websites, pages I'll copy into my website now. And I will say, Arey, why you open that website and this website? Come to my site. Everything is there here. You can create an account in Google my account from my website. You can create an account in Facebook from my website. You can create an account in Amazon in my website. Everything you can do from my website only. You don't require to go to their websites. I'm giving you a single interface for everything now. So this is not right at all. This is not right at all. Should be controlled. Understood? And to do that, we have a filter called as validate anti-forgery token. Validate anti-forgery token. What is that? First, to fix it, the first thing what you require to do is in your page, in your web form, in your HTML, okay, you need to call a method. Anti-forgery token. You need to call a method, guys. What is the method? Anti-forgery token. Just like label for the Xbox, for these are all methods now. This is also a method. What it does, it generates you it will generate you a token. It will generate you a token, a security token. It will generate you a security token. And that security token will be present on your page in the form of a hidden field. In the form of a hidden field, showing you see generates a hidden form field that is validated when the user is submitted. What that hidden form field will contain? Anti-forgery token. You know, HTML input hidden, it's like a submit, it's just like a text box here. But text box is visible to user, hidden is not visible to user. And remember, in web forms already we discussed about this hidden field. Our view state values are stored in the hidden fields only. Okay. Now, when you run this particular page, all of you observe it. This is your old HTML, guys. This is your old HTML. I copied the form by form tag. Remember now? Just a minute. Open with the notepad. Is a old one. Form tag, labels. You don't have any hidden fields here, see? Yes or not? So you don't have any hidden fields here. Now observe. The page is reopened now. If you go to view page source, and now see if you copy the form tag as it is now also. I'm copying the form tag as it is now. This is your old one, na? Now let me open another notepad. Paste the content here. Observe it. There is a hidden field. There is a hidden field with a token value. With a token value called as request verification token. What do you call it? Request verification token. Okay. The same request verification token, what you're seeing here, the same request verification token, what you're seeing here, guys, actually, if at all you go to your cookies, if you go to your cookies, okay, if you go to the cookies, it contains the same cookie here, see. It contains a cookie here also. It contains a cookie here also. but both these cookies will be different encrypted value, same value in two different encrypted formats. Say this token is showing you EQP something something, and here also we have the same request verification token. And if you observe this, here also there is a request verification token. These two tokens are the same now, but in different encrypted formats. In different, tomorrow when a request goes now, what will the server do? Server will read the cookie, decrypt it. Server will read the hidden field, decrypt it, compares both. When both are matching, what is the meaning of it? This is a valid request. This is a valid request. Otherwise, it is a invalid request now. Are you guys clear what I'm telling you? If both these two are matching, then that is a valid request. Otherwise, it's an invalid request. Tomorrow, I can copy the view page source and put in my text file, but I cannot copy the cookie now. I cannot copy this cookie now. Yes or not? When this cookie cannot be copied, then how will the request validate now? Did you catch my point or not? This request is not going to validate it. Okay, we'll see. But still I copied all the HTML now. Let me save it in HTML format. Save it on the desktop. Earlier we saved as EMP now. Now I am saving it as EMP underscore new dot HTML. On the desktop, I am saving both the two files here. This is a old one, this is a new one. Okay. Well, so did you understand what this method is doing now? It is generating your one HTML input field and also generating your token, cookie, in-memory cookie that contains a token in an encrypted format. Okay now? Fine. Now, tomorrow when the user clicks on the submit, where will it go? It will go to the post action method. And in the post action method, validate the values now. Validate the two values. How to validate? Validate anti-forgery token. So when a request comes now, what it will do, it will verify what is that the value in the cookie and the value in the input field are one and the same. Okay, watch. Now, if I run from this browser, I'm entering some name here. Job is some analyst. Salary some 25,000. Department number like 40. Click on the save. Worked, right? This worked. 1028. Okay. Now, if you want, you can freshly copy this content. View page source. I already copied it, guys, but still, I'm freshly copying all this content again. Just here, I require to add the domain. I need to provide the domain information. Yeah. Okay, guys. Saved it. It's on my desktop now. And earlier, when I opened this page, we are able to execute an insert, right? Yeah, the page is created. Manager. Salary sum. Department ID 10. Cookie is not there with you. Cookie now. So you're going to submit two values to the server, not just hidden field value. You're going to submit the hidden field also, cookie also. But both are submitted only, you can. Tomorrow you can copy the hidden field, but you cannot copy the cookie. Cookie cannot be copied now because that is a in-memory cookie, not a persistent cookie also. that in-memory cookie cannot be copied here and the request cannot be forgeried. The forgery cannot be done now. Did you understand my point, all of you? Are you clearer? Understood validate anti-forgery token? Anytime here, if you generate a create page through scaffolding, how do you generate? When you add a view, we can go create template now. A release template, did create template. Have you noticed it anytime? Anytime. Did you try a create template? I asked you to try all the templates. If you tried a create template, by default, the create template already have this particular line of statement on the top, validate anti-forgery token. I did not teach you about it earlier. I said you will talk about it later. I remember once we came across it, we discussed, we'll talk later, leave it. Okay. And remember, if you have it only on the HTML side, no use. You require to have it on the HTML side also. And the same way, the filter should be applied on the action method also. Both the places, then only it will work. Any doubts? Understood the concept? Okay, now? So this is the fourth filter. What is it? Validate anti-forgery token. The fifth filter, what we have here is, okay, let's read the text also here. We have done with it. Is a built-in functionality provided by Microsoft, which developers often use in their application for security purpose to stop CSRF. What is it? Cross-site request forgery. Cross-site request forgery means some site is copying yourself and it is doing a forgery request from hackers. Cross-site request forgery can be defined as a forgery request or a fraud or fake request which comes on an unauthenticated from an authenticated site, comes from on an authenticated site from a cross site that is treated as an authenticated request. It is treated as an authenticated request. For avoiding this situation, Microsoft provides validate anti-forgery token functionality, which we can use in our application so that no one can hack our site or invade some critical information. Okay, so do you know what is invading? Britishers invaded India. They came to India and stole all the valuable things from here now. That is what we call as invading. So tomorrow someone will come and copy everything from your site now. That is what we call as invading. That is hacking or invading something, whatever it is. Clear? Next. Handle error. Okay. Basically, this is a, okay, I did not tell you these two guys. Just a minute. Let me tell you these two. First one, validate input. This is also like authorization only. This is also like authorization only. Validate input is also like a authorization filter. This is also an authorization filter. Okay. So validate input. Okay. Like validate anti-forgery token. I guess this also should be like a, just go and check there. That's all. Go to definition. And when you go to definition, you'll find out the information. This is also same only. All these are authorizing only. All these are doing the same thing. What is it? Authorizing the user. Okay, they're all authorization filters only. But here one can validate input. Sorry. Output cache is a result filter. Result filter. That too what type? After. It is a after filter. It is a after filter, guys. It's a result filter, but an after filter basically. After filter in the sense executes after the result is processed. After the result is processed. Okay. But remaining three, what we saw are Authorization. You don't have a proper authorization to perform this particular task. These are like authorization filters on. And the next one is handle error. This is an exception filter, guys. This is a exception filter. What is this exception filter? What is this exception filter? Okay, I'll tell you. We'll talk on the exception filters. Guys, I want to create a small page. Nothing here. A simple mathematical page to divide two numbers. To divide two numbers. Two text boxes. User will enter the first number, second number, and click on the submit. It has to show you the result. That's all. A view launches. Two input fields, dividing and showing the result. Nothing new. So what we required? A form now with two text boxes. Name should be num1, num2, and a submit button. That's it. Two text boxes, submit button. Then nothing new here, guys. Simply you enter the input. Hundred, 5, divide. Got the result. Now, you remember this now? Error will come. What exception? Divide by 0 exception. When you click on the divide, exception comes here and it will show you like what? Attempted to divide by 0 and all. So basically, you need to click on the continue button finally to see the output. And end user, for end user, it won't stop there. Na? For a developer, it will stop you because it's in the debug mode. But end user, it doesn't stop. If you two don't want to stop like this, run without debugging. Control F5. Start without debugging, man. What is that? Control F5. Okay, so that error message will directly show on the screen without again taking you to the code. Simply enter 0. Yeah. Now it did not went to the studio, see? So just run without debugging. Okay. Exception occurred. Attempted to divide by 0. Got an error. This is a simple exception what we caused here, but tomorrow, when you're developing an application, you write some database coding. Suddenly there is a chance of getting some exception there. A connection could not be established because of a network problem, or the server password has been changed and you don't know the details now. Any reason, exception can occur. When exception occurs, this screen will be shown to you. We're getting a screen now. We call this as a yellow screen of death. We call this as a yellow screen of death. Why, sir? Why are you using the word death? It's dangerous here. Today you did not write any complex logics there. But imagine if you have written any complex code there, all that code will be shown to end user now. Imagine you written a connection string there. You written a connection string and the whole connection string is visible to end user now. Tomorrow client can use that connection string and connect to the server and he can manipulate the data. So that's why we call this as a yellow screen of death. And this should never be shown to users anytime. We should not show like this. Then what should we do, sir? Whenever there is an error in the code, try to display a user-friendly page telling, there is a so-and-so error in the code. Recheck your input or sometimes contact the customer support. Something, a user-friendly page should come, but should not show you. This is okay for developer, not for developer should see these type of pages, not the end user. End user should not see these type of pages. You are a developer. For you, if I show user friendly page, sorry, if you create a user friendly page, you don't know what is the error now. You should see. But who should not see? End user should not see. Okay. And to resolve this, we are provided with a handle error filter. We are provided with a handle error filter. How to use it? To use a handle error filter, you're required to do a set of actions now. Step number one, create an error page in your code first. And this error page, like a generic page, which is displayed whenever there is an error in the application, whenever there is an error, that page has to be shown now. Okay, now? So let us come to our project, Solution Explorer. What is the correct place to create it? Shared folder. Shared folder. It should be in the shared folder. Add a view. Name it as error. Now give some HTML text here. Some server page, an error occur while processing your request. Recheck your input or contact customer support. I'm telling, recheck your input, whether you given a correct input or not. Second option, contact the customer support and provide the customer support information, their phone numbers, email IDs, whatever it is, provide that particular information on the page now. So this is a simple page what I created. And whenever there is an error, I want this page to be launched. I want this page to be launched. Are you clear? That is step one. Step two, open the web.config. Open the web.config and here go to the website settings. Website settings means system.web. Yesterday we added caching there, remember? Custom errors. Mode is equals to, we have three options here, guys. Off, on, remote on. The default is off. Change it to on or remote only. What is off? When the mode is off, on the server computer as well as a client computer. To see, I'm accessing the site directly from the server. We are accessing from server machine only directly now. Same machine only is hosted. Or tomorrow you can access from a remote machine also connected in a network now. For server computer and for client computer, for both the two machines, what it will show you, what it will show you is in yellow screen. Yellow screen will be shown for both. Second option, on. What is on? If I use on for server computer, client computer, for both of them, it will show you the custom error page. What it will show you? The custom error page. Okay, now remote only. This is the recommended option. On server computer, you will see yellow screen. On client computer, you will see custom error page. Just now I said you as a developer, you should see the error. When you try to run your page on the local computer, you should see the error now. For remote computers, it should not show the error. What it has to show you? Custom error page. So what is the correct option to use? But right now, if I say custom error, I cannot see the error until I test it. Let me use on. Are you guys clear? Until I confirm, I test everything. Let me use it as on. Clear? Step 3. Handle error. Step 3 is handle error. On the top of your action method, post action, use the handle error attribute. Okay, now. So with all the changes I have done right now, let me run the speech. Hundred, 5. Remember, I did not specify the page name anywhere. It will automatically recognize. That's why the page name should be error.cshtml. And the best place to save it is shared folder. So it will go verify for the error.cshtml and automatically launch. Okay, understood? So try to add this on every action method now. Every method, wherever error comes, this page only will come now. Got it or not? If I add this on the top of every action method, then every action method, whenever there's an error, automatically redirects to this place. Okay now? Well, now just observe this one. I will add another action method, guys. Public view result. Show view. It's a page what I'm creating. Return view. If I don't create a view, and send a request to this, what will happen? I did not create a view and I'm trying to request this particular action method. What will happen? We'll get a view engine error. View engine error. If the method is not defined and requested, louder. The method is not defined at all, but still I'm trying to call it. Then I get 404 error. Remember, na? I showed you all these particular things. Basically, you need to understand two things here. Client errors, server errors. What are client errors? Client errors means client making mistakes. Domain name is correct, but still they are not going to provide the correct page, or they don't have a right to access this particular things, or you need a payment to be done to access this particular page. So these type of mistakes are what we generally call as client errors. Client errors. Remember HTTP status codes? 5 different series of errors are there. Sorry, 5 different status code there. 1XX. What it represents? Information messages. 1XX is information. 2XX, success messages. 3XX, redirections. 4XX, client errors. 5XX, server errors. What is a client error? What is a server error? Client error means the domain is correct, but providing some wrong inputs here. Means the page name is wrong. The page name is wrong. However, to access this page, you must have completed your payments first. You require a payment page. This payment should be done to access this particular page now. Understood or not? So like this, we are just trying to get these type of errors, or basically what we call as client errors, client mistakes. Second one, server error. Server error means the request reached the server here. The request reached the server, but on the server there is a problem. Did you understand me? Watch it, I'll show you. Here, I am requesting for a page. Okay, I'm requesting for a page called as show page. Is the page existing? Domain is correct only, yeah, but the page you're requesting is not right. This is a client error. This is a client error. See, 404. 4XX is all client error. 404 error is coming for you. Okay, now? But see, show view. Is this existing or not? Yes, action method is existing now. So it can hit the server now. But the server cannot launch the view. Why cannot launch the view? View is not created. This is not a client mistake. This is a server problem now. This is called server error. This is called as server error. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Because the web.config is enabled. Do I require to write this? Just a minute. I don't require to. Just a second. Oh, got it, got it. Why it did not come? No, no, I don't require to write it. We did not write handle error on the top of the action method. Array, this action method doesn't have handle error. Yeah, that's a customer error page. It did not go now. It did not go to the customer error page. But this is a server error. This is a server error. Customer error page is present. That is why it is not showing you the error messages. What is view engine error message? See, just a minute. One more time. I am commenting this line of code. So there is no customer error mode on now. Okay, now? So let me call you show page. Show page is a client error. Show view. Show view is a server error. Earlier, why you did not get it like this? Why you did not get it like this is the customer error mode is on, man. The customer error mode is on. That is why you did not see that. And what is it showing you? It is showing you a customer error mode, something it is telling you, but customer error mode is on. But you did not use the handle error attribute on the top of the action method. That is a mistake you have done. Okay, again see, show view will not show the view. It will show you something web configuration. It is telling you to do some settings and all the things, but we have done it already. But the mistake is not this. The mistake is there is no handle error attribute. There is no handle error attribute. Okay now? So come now. So you can again verify. Show page is a client error. 404 error. Show view is a server error. Got it? Server error can be any reason here. There is an exception in your code. There is an exception in your code now. You're writing some code now, some wrong inputs applied. You got a format exception, or you got some exception in the code. All these are considered like server error. It means it reached the server and server is trying to process it. Then error came. That is server error. It did not reach the server at all. That is a client error. That is a client error. Understood the difference between client and server error? And now we'll have a doubt. Sir, server error is giving a page like this, but client error is showing again these particular pages like, did not like it, sir. What you did not like it? For a client error also, why don't you customize it now? Why don't you give a customized page now? What you're expecting? I'm expecting a customized page for a client error also. A better error message for him. Are you getting me? Okay. So just a minute. HTML status codes. And when you go to the client errors, so many client errors are there. All of you observe. Bad request. The server cannot or will not process the request due to something that is perceived to be a client error. Malformed request syntax, invalid request message framing, or deceptive request URL. What is that? Generally, you're passing some query string values here. Query string should be concatenated with a question mark. Every value should be separated with an ampersand. To separate means to concatenate all the values without using ampersand, you're using plus. Wrong message, man. That's a bad request. That is a bad request now. Are you clear? Unauthorized. Although the HTTP standard specifies unauthorized semantically, this response means unauthenticated. Is unauthenticated. Is the client must authenticate itself to get the request. Even though it shows you unauthorized, exactly what is it? Is unauthenticated. Same way, payment required. To access this site, you need to make a payment first. Next, forbidden. Means you don't have access right for the content now. You know this. Like this, see, so many are there. So many, all these are client errors. Are you clear? For these client errors, for these particular client errors, I want to customize my code now. I want to customize my code. What do you want? Whenever client error occurs, I want to give a detailed error page telling the problem. Suppose a 400 error came now. I want to give him a detailed message, simply not showing as 400 bad request. I want to tell all this description to him now. Same way, 401 error came. I want to tell all this information to him now. This detailed message has to be published. This is the requirement now. Now we are not talking about server error. Server error handling is completed. Server handling is very simple. What you require to do? You're required to add a custom error mode is equals to on or remote only. And second step, you just required to use a handle error on the top of the action method. Finish. Server error handling is completed. Okay now? But what about client error handling, sir? For client error handling, you require to write some extra logic again. You require to write some extra logic again. Okay? So carefully listen. What is the requirement? The requirement is for every error, I want to display a detailed error page telling the problem clearly. Did you understand me or not? Are you clear? This is my requirement. This is my requirement now. Okay, how do we do that? Watch. In the project, I'm trying to add one controller with the name called as error controller. I'm adding a controller called as error controller. And I repeat, guys, I'm teaching you not handling server errors. I'm teaching you how to handle client errors, not server error handling is done. Now what we are focusing is client error handling. Okay, error controller. In this year, for every type of error, I want to write one action method now. Public view result. What is the first one? Bad request. Bad request. In this, I'll say return view. So whenever there's a bad request, I want to launch a view now. Okay. Same like this. I added different action methods here. Second one. What is it? Unauthorized. You want a detailed information, you can click on it and you can read the complete information from here. Okay. Unauthorized. Third one. Payment required. Payment required. Forbidden. Not found. Like this here, add for everything now. What is it? Method not allowed. Method not allowed. Okay now? Now start creating the views for everything now. You try, I'll create 1, 2 views. You create the remaining. So I want to create a view for not found here. Right click, add view, not found. And this is the HTML, what I have in that. I'm giving a title page not found. Next. Not found can be various reasons here. What is it? The page is not existing at all, or it is moved to a different location, or it is under construction, or it's under maintenance. Any reason can be there now. Okay. Same way for bad request also, I'm adding a view now. So this is a bad request. And here I want to put the error message of the bad request. Yeah, we got in the site now. Let me copy and paste it there, guys. Copy this, paste it in. Now, when there is a bad request, this page has to launch. When they're not found, this page has to launch. Are you clearer? Tell me. Okay, fine. So like this, create a separate page for whatever you want. What things you feel critical, try to create one page like this. And now let's come to web.config, observe it. Here we have sub-elements, error, status code 400, specify where it has to redirect. Where it has to redirect. Where it has to redirect. Error. Method name. It's URL, yeah. Just I'm giving a URL, that's all. There 400. Take it there. Oh, I forgot to add the not required. Actually, in the no. In the notes, I added this, not required. Why means in the notes, I hosted that on the IES. I hosted that on IES. If you host on IES, virtual directory name should come there now. In the classroom, I did not host, but in the notes, I mentioned host it on IES and run the project. That's how I thought the notes actually. That is why here what is present. But in the classroom, I did not host on IES. But when I don't host on IES, virtual directory name is not there now, only domain name. It is IES, domain name plus virtual directory name. It is IES Express, only domain name. No need virtual directory name there. Okay. Yeah. We added 405 also now. 405 also. What is 405? Method not allowed. See, guys, I'm calling the appropriate action methods now. Okay. Now, come on. Oh, 405. Yeah, thank you. Watch. I'm sending a request for show view. Show view action method is existing, but view is not existing. It's a server error, right? Server error. And show page. Show page. Action method itself is not existing now. That is a client error, right? Same way you get a bad request error, 400 page will come. Unauthorized, 401 will come. Forbidden, 402 will come. Sorry, payment required, 402 will come. Forbidden, 403 will come. Method not allowed, 405 will come. Like this, separate pages will launch now. Understood or not? Are you clear? Okay, sir, I want the same page for all. Then write the same page, same action method name in all the places there, that's all. Write the same action method name in all the pages. Okay, so like this. So when should I use remote only? I said you already, man. If I say remote only now, mode is equals to remote only. What happens? What happens is, if I say remote only, I am a developer. I am running this application on my computer now. Are you clear? I will not see the error pages. What I will see is the yellow screen. I will not see the error pages. What I will see is the yellow screen. Who will see the error pages, sir? Clients will see. If you try to call this from a remote computer, then what you will see? Error page. But I won't see error pages. What I will see? Yellow screen. Guys, watch. Show view. See there. It is going to give you a server error page now. Okay. So it is going to show you. See. Divide nums. 100. 0. But if you try calling it from a remote computer, what will you see? Custom error pages. What you'll see is custom error pages. Did you understand how to handle client errors and server error? Step one. For handling server error, create a custom error page. Step two. Go to web.config and use the tag custom errors with mode is equals to on or remote only. Remote only is the recommended one. Okay. And on the top of your action methods, write down handle error. With this, server errors are handled. With this, server errors are handled. But this will not handle client error. To handle client error, you're required to handle it based on the status code. What you're required to do under handle error, under this particular, under the custom errors tag in the web.config, you're required to use the error element and specify the status code and the redirection URL. So whenever these errors occur, it will redirect to so-and-so pages. If you want to redirect to the same page, use the same page name here. It will redirect you to the same page. Are you clear? Okay. So like this, we have an option to handle the client error also, server error also. Understood? And this is a exception filter. Remember, this is a exception filter. So handle error is a exception filter. This is an exception filter to handle errors in ASP.NET MVC, which can be applied over the action method as well as controller as a global level everywhere. The handle error attribute filter has to set as a set of properties that are very useful in handling the exception. This is a, oh, sorry, I wrongly copied here, I think. Actually, this copy should be pasted here, but I pasted in wrong place. Exception filter. This is an exception filter. Okay, now. So when will exception filters happen? On exception, not before, after. What is it? On. Present tense. But for like if at all you take that is before and after, but here on. When exception occurs, this filter will come. Every time I was telling you, you can apply this method level, you can apply this controller level. I was telling you, I did not show you, right? Let me explain you. A filter can be applied in 3 levels. A filter can be applied in 3 levels. What are the 3 levels? First one, you can apply a filter. You can apply a filter action method level, controller level, as well as application level. For example, come to home controller. On the top of this action method, you have used a handle error, right? If tomorrow, any error occurs in this, suppose user did not enter the name, the salary correctly. Salary is entered as hello world. Error now, format exception. Again, error page will come. So here also I should have handle error now. A handle error is something which should be applied for every action method. Agree or not? Handle error is something that should be applied to every action method. Then if you want to apply to every action method, then why do you need to write every time tomorrow 100 action methods are there here? For all the 100 action methods, you should write this. I removed it. And because you removed it, errors are not handled now. See that yellow screen or a yellow screen, but not like error message. Not like error message. Yellow screen is coming. Are you clearer or not? So it is showing me the yellow screen. So everywhere yellow screen will come now. But all these methods I want to handle the errors here. Without applying on every method, you can simply come and apply it on the whole class now. Every action method is having a handle error now. Watch. Every method will have a handle error. Oh, did we comment in web.config? Oh, no, sorry. We're using remote only here. That's why you're not able to see. That's what for testing use on. Otherwise, you can't see. What you'll see is yellow screen. Clients can see. Okay. Sorry. Error is handle. Show view. Server error. Add employee. Trying to fill something. Some wrong input. Oh. I think it instead of null value. It instead of null value. Miss, the input field did not take that value at all. The input field did not take that particular value. If it is like a mandatory field, oh, not null. Nullable, that is. If it is not null, it would have thrown you the error. If it is not null, it would have thrown you a error. But if it's a nullable field, that should accept it. But there is a handle error applied to all the action methods. And whenever a handle error occurs, this will take it. I have 10 to 20 controllers in my project, 20 controllers in my project. But in every controller, this handle error is very important now. But I should write on the top of every controller now. Suppose 20 controllers are there, how many times I should write? 20 times. Without that, you can apply it global. You can apply it global so that it applies to all the controllers. It'll apply to all the controllers. How to apply this as global? Watch. Shall I apply this global now? Okay. That should be done by using the app start coding now. Remember route config, bundle config. Third one is filter config here. 5 configs we discussed. Route config, bundle config, filter config. You're required to write a filter config. You're required to write a filter config in your code. Okay. So see why I did not use MVC project here. If I use MVC project, filter config is automatically available there. That is why I did not use the MVC project, so that I can manually add it and show you. Next time open a MVC project, filter config is already available in the code now. Okay. So let me add a filter config. Add a class. What is the name? Filter config. Otherwise, go for adding a code file, man. Blank file. Okay, now add. Now let us go to route config. Copy the content from here, paste here. Come on. What is the name? Filter config. Register global filters. Actually, the method name is register global filters. Just like route collection, global filter collection, just like routes. When I add a bundle config also, I shown you the same thing. Or remember, I copy pasted. I made the register bundles. I made you bundle collection bundles. Same only I'm trying to make the change. Okay, remove this. What to do here, I'll tell you. Register global filters or register filters. Register global filters only, I remember. Handling error. So, okay, this one. Yes, register global filters on. Okay, global filter collection. And now what to do? Very simple here. Filters dot add. Showing you, see? It is applying the class na. The class name I said to you. What is the class name? Handle error attribute. You do this, finish. Now next step, go to global.asx and call this method. Go to global.asx and call this method. Which one? FilterConfig dot register global filters. So open the global.asx. See here we have route config dot register routes. Same way, FilterConfig dot register global filter. So what you're required to pass here is global filter collections, global filters dot filters. They're like route table dot routes. Here, global filters dot filters. For bundle, bundle table dot bundles. All three will be in the same style, guys. If you know one, you can easily do the second one. Same. Method names will be a little bit, but conceptually all three will be same. Now, the filter is applied application level. So exception can occur anywhere. See now, guys, on the error controller, sorry, not error controller, on the home controller, I did not use handle error at filter anywhere. Check it out. I did not use the handle error filter anywhere now. That's not there in the current document. I'm searching. The region or handle filter region is there. That's all. It is not showing you about the handle error anywhere now. But still this is handled. How? Application level. So did you understand? A filter can be applied in 3 levels. First one, action method. That applies only to that action method. Second, controller level. Applies only to that controller. Third one, application level. But all filters cannot be applied like application level. Sometimes problems will come applying the filters application level. Like authenticate filter. If you apply application level, to open login page also it will ask you login. Did you understand? Authentication filter. Generally, first it will launch a login page now. So if you apply this application level, you ask for login, then it'll tell you login will launch login. Login will go to login, infinite loop and nothing will come now. Are you getting me? Okay, nothing will open now. So some filters cannot be applied application level. You need to understand this. This filter suits perfect for application level. Why? Error handling should be done everywhere. Everywhere error handling has to be done. See, today you're dealing with home controller. Tomorrow you can other control. There also error handling is mandatory now. So error handling is something which should be done in every place. So that is the reason why this is the best option for application level. Okay. You can apply action method level. You can apply controller level, or you can apply application level. Filter applied C. Show pay, show view, filter applied, show page, working. Any doubts? Understood handle error? So this is for handling the errors. So here I mentioned everything, guys, clearly. Handling errors controller level. In the above case, to handle errors, we are applying handle error attribute for each action method. And without doing that, we can apply handle error directly on the controller class so that it applies to all action methods under that controller. And to test that, delete a handle error attribute we have used on HTTP post action method on divide nums and a show view action method. And then use it on the controller class. Okay, now use it on the controller class. Next, handling errors globally. In this approach, we are applying handle error attribute on controller class, which must be done on every controller in the project to handle the errors. To avoid this, we can apply filters globally to the whole application or project. And to do that, do the following. Okay, now filter config, and we are writing all these things. Now go to global.asx and write down filter config dot register global filters dot filters. With the above action, errors that occur in all the action methods of all the controllers gets handled. Means it is applied throughout your application. So 5, inbuilt filters, how to consume them, I explained to you. 6th one is authorize filter. Direct authorization. Okay. And the 7th one is allow anonymous. Allow anonymous. Okay, if you want to understand this, if you want to work with this, you need to understand about authentication and authorization. Remember, already I said you, what is authentication, what is authorization? Authentication means verifying the user credentials, validating the user credentials here, whether to check whether you're a valid user or not is what we call authentication. Every user should be authenticated. But authorization is different. What is authorization? Authorization is something which is done on an authenticated user. You are already authenticated, but do you have a permission to use this or not? And that's what we call as authorization. See, basically, you're taking some plan in some application, you're taking some plan, a silver plan, a gold plan, okay, a diamond plan. Plan to plan, features will vary. Yes or not? You've taken a silver plan and taking a silver plan, you don't have an options to access gold plan features and a diamond plan features now. Correct? Huh? See, otherwise, in a flight, take a flight. You have economy class, you have business class. You have economy class and you have business class. Business class will be there, economy class will be there. You both of you purchase a ticket. Because you have purchased the business class, don't think like there will not be security check for you now. Everyone has to undergo the security check before they enter the flight now. Everyone, even the Prime Minister also has to do the security check before he enters into the flight. Okay, now security check is mandatory for everyone. Okay, and when you come to into the flight, economy members are going to economy seat is different and business class is different. Economy seat means you will have 3 seats in a particular place, but business class means you have only 2 seats, a bigger side seats, relaxed fit. Okay, na? Maybe like a recliner setup, maybe like a recliner, something free, very free. Economy class means the seat will be a bit congested. The seat is going to be a bit congested to sit there. So you take a economy ticket and you cannot go to the business class now. That is what we call as authorization, not authentication. Both are authenticated to enter the flight here, but an economy class passenger is not authorized to enter into the business class area. Is not authorized to enter into a business class area. Got it? Are you clear with the difference between authentication and authorization now? Authentication is validating the credentials. I think day before us, 2 days back, I given you another example for you that a manager, clerk, both are authenticated to enter into the office. But who can sign on the company checkbook? The manager is only authorized to sign on the company checkbook. A clerk is not authorized to sign on a company's checkbook. Am I right or wrong? That is what. So first step is authentication. Afterwards, okay, first let us go through authentication. Web applications have 4 different types of authentications here. First one, anonymous authentication. What is anonymous authentication? Anonymous authentication means no authentication. No authentication here. Till date, everything you are using is anonymous only. Till date, everything you are using is anonymous authentication only. For anonymous, by default, anonymous authentication is enabled. Suppose tomorrow you are hosting your site on IIS. You're hosting your site on IIS. For example, the site is hosted on IIS now. Okay, we did not do it, but old sites are there now, what we hosted earlier. MVC data transfer. Remember, we hosted this on IIS one day. Okay, so select this. Now on the other side, you'll find authentication tab here, see. And when you select this on the right side, you'll find authentication. The default is anonymous authentication. The user is anonymous authentication enabled now. Are you clear? Okay. And for anonymous authentication, it uses one default user account for all the users. That is IUSR. IUSR is a user account that is by default created, and the same account is used for all the users. Every user will connect by using the same user account called as IUSR. And this is called as anonymous authentication. So till today, everything is anonymous one. Second option is Windows authentication. You guys know this. You used it in your SQL server. What is Windows authentication? Windows authentication means you can log in into the site by using your Windows credentials. By using your Windows credentials. Lame like SQL server also has this option now. And this Windows credentials, Windows authentication option is not available for other applications. Java doesn't provide you Windows authentication. This is purely for Microsoft only. Even Oracle doesn't have Windows authentication. Who have it? SQL, sir. So ASP.NET only will give you Windows authentication because it is a Microsoft product. It is a Microsoft product. And this is not suitable for intranet applications, guys. It is suitable only for, it is not suitable for internet applications. It is suitable only for intranet within the organization. Okay, we'll see how to work with that. Third one is forms authentication. This is the well-known authentication process. What is it? First, it will launch your registration page. You register a user. Afterwards, you get a login page. Log in and use it. Facebook, Google, all this work in that mode only, na? Yes or not? So this is the third option. What is that? Forms authentication. Fourth one, open authentication. What is open authentication? You guys know this also. I want to log in into Amazon, but I don't have an Amazon account. No problem. You can use your Google or Facebook account and also log in. That is called as open authentication. Logging it with third-party provider. Third-party security providers into an application is what we call as open authentication. Is what we call as a open authentication. Like this, we are provided with 4 different types of authentications. First one, we know it, we are using it all day. What we need to check is only the remaining 3. What? Windows, Forms, Open. Open authentication, I'll teach you in the MVC core, but here, let me cover you Windows and Forms authentication. Windows authentication and Forms authentication. Okay, but in MVC core, again, I'll teach you Forms authentication as well as Open also. Here, Windows and Forms, there I'll teach you Forms as well as Open. Default is anonymous. No need to tell anything about that. Okay, na? We'll see how to implement Windows authentication in the tomorrow session. Okay, let's stop it here, guys. We'll meet tomorrow.